Welcome to Chana Moments. For this episode, I reached out to my Instagram followers to send me climbs they set on the Kilter board. I tried most of the climbs that were sent, but sorry if I didn't get a chance to try yours. I also wanted to show you guys some of my warm-up routine. As usual, I probably went for a run in the morning, but did some light cardio right before the session to get my blood flowing. I use band exercises to warm up my shoulders and wrists. I do other ground warm-ups for my hips and legs, then do some pulling and fingers on the hangboards. After my off-the-wall exercises, I put up a couple V5s to V7s on the Kilter board to warm up more on the wall before trying the climbs that were sent. While these videos are playing through, I wanted to share some of my climbing background. I started climbing more than 10 years ago. I was not a prodigy by any means, and I consistently trained for about 9 years to reach my current level. Right now, I'm about 190 pounds or 85 kilograms. My height is around 5 foot 7.5 inches or 172 centimeters, with a plus 3 inch or plus 7.6 centimeter ape index. My hands are really big and my fingers are pretty sweaty, so I don't really like crimps, and you can probably guess that I love power and coordination moves. I just wanted to share a little bit about myself to hopefully inspire you guys and give you some insight into my sessions. I know being a heavier climber may not be quote-unquote ideal, but I'm happy with my body and my performance. If you have any questions about climbing while heavier or training, please leave a comment below. Anyways, that's enough about me for now. Let's get to the climbing. These first climbs were at 50 degrees. The first climb I got on was set by my friend James, and I thought it was around V7. Most of the holds were good, with the crux being a big left-hand bump to that gas stone. The climb had great flow, so it was a good one to start off on. The next climb was called Time to Jump on the Bandwagon, which was a V8 set by Joeboy707. It was kind of morpho, but the holds were good. They also said to try it at 60 if 50 was too easy, but I didn't really feel like changing the angle. Next was another climb by James called The Crowd Pleasers Have Left, which I thought was a round V8. The moves in the beginning were powerful with good feet, and the crux for me was the cross to the last blue hold. Again, great flow on this set by James. Check out his Instagram for some great bouldering content around Maryland. My buddy Justin sent me this climb he set a while ago called Icon. It was listed as V10 on the app, and it's a pretty long boulder. The first move was big, but the next moves were pretty chill. I personally didn't think there was a particular crux move, but it was more of a power endurance boulder with all the moves being around the same difficulty. I thought this one was really fun, and you guys should definitely check out Justin's Instagram as well for board content. Next, I tried Hot and Long Summer by Sam.cg4. The first move was weird because I think the intended beta was to keep low feet, but I couldn't reach them for the first move. Instead, I did this weird thrutch off the higher left foot, and my right foot had to leave the low hold. The next move was big, but to a good hold. I hit the last blue hold poorly, but managed to pull enough to campus to the finish. Sam later told me that he has a 6'4" wingspan, so that makes sense for the first move. I tried this crimpy boulder next, but I was having a pretty rough skin day. I tried my best to give a few good efforts, but it wasn't really working out, so I decided to move on. The next boulder was sent to me a while ago, so I made sure to get on it. It's called Under a Fever, and it was set by Tan Yong Wei and graded V9. The bottom tripped me up a bit because the high foot didn't give me the right opposition to bump to the pinch. When I looked at their Instagram, I realized the climber in the video was long enough to reach the pinch from the lowest right foot, which is pretty crazy because I would have needed to be about 6 inches longer to reach it. I figured out some different beta using the higher foot and not using the start as an undercling, which felt pretty good, but pretty hard still. The next couple of moves weren't bad, but the move to the left undercling gave me a fair bit of trouble. The foot for that move is also really greasy on our board, so I switched to newer shoes to get better friction. I managed to do the move to the undercling and ISO and link it into the finish moves. Then I started putting in red point burns. My first time getting to the end, my left foot slipped early, so I didn't get the finish hold well. I brushed the holds a bit, rested, and cooled down my skin in front of a fan to give another burn. This time, I still slipped on the finish, but barely managed to keep it together. I thought this was a lot harder than most Kilter board V10s, but it was pretty fun minus the Morpho start sequence. I decided to move the board to 45 degrees to try some more climbs that were sent to me at other angles. This boulder was sent to me by my friend Tyler the Cat, who also has a bunch of sick climbs on his Instagram. He also has a really powerful climbing style similar to mine, so I was excited to try this climb. I surprised myself by sticking that right gas stone on my first try, but I had trouble keeping tension on the cross. I have a lot of trouble isolating these one-arm gas stone crosses, so this was a good boulder for me to work on. I kind of started spamming attempts, so I decided to take a longer break. My next go, I finally managed to stick the cross and set up for the finish. Unfortunately, I wasn't ready for my left hand to blow off so quick, so I couldn't hold on to the finish. After resting a bit, I gave another burn. I stuck the cross move again and was much better prepared for the finish move. This was a really sick boulder and you guys should definitely try it. To start winding down the session, I tried some boulders set by my friend Josh that had not been done yet. This first boulder had a 6 shoulder move for the first move, and you recycle that hold into an undercling, and I managed to flash it. This next boulder I tried a couple of weeks ago and had trouble on this big right hand dead point off the undercling. I managed to stick it this time and barely stuck the next move. I was pretty tired by this point, so I wasn't sure I would be able to do the last move, but I mustered some try hard and managed to stick it. Lastly, my friend put up this climb I had flashed before on a different board, so I was curious if I could do it on this board. Despite being at the end of my session, I managed to repeat it first try, but I was pretty close to falling. To finish the session, I repeated some moves on climbs set in the gym. I was happy with my ability to repeat all of these climbs first try despite my fatigue at this point in the session. That's the end of this episode of Channel Moments, so thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any Kilter board climbs you want me to try, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for all the support on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.